You guys are going to give me a go when we're good to go, right?
Yeah, which is right now. We're good to go.
Oh, we're good to go.
Do you want to count down, or do you want to count me down or something?
You can give me a countdown.
Sounds good. All right, ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Alright. My name is Metallama, and this game is Momodora 4, Reverie under the Moonlight. This game is an action platformer, Metroidvania. The basic plot of the game is you are a priestess named Kaho. You notice that there's corruption in the land, so you go to this land in order to find the source of the corruption and then stop the corruption. And the corruption that's in the land is in the form of, spoiler alert, the queen of the kingdom. So basically you gotta kill the queen. You have...
I was prepared for that, spoiler alert.
I know. I just ruined the whole experience for the whole stream. So yeah, everyone can leave now. I've literally ruined it. It's over.
You can leave, but the exit $5.
Can that go into my bank account?
Yeah, it would be 99/1% split.
But yeah, there are 4 main buttons that you deal with other than arrow keys. You have a double jump. You have a roll. And you have a melee attack and arrows. Some notable things about about arrows is that you can charge those up when you are generally moving, jumping, even using melee attack. It loses charge if you roll or do anything related to the roll button. And we are just coming up here on the first boss of the game. This is Edea. Edea is a caterpillar, or some... Nice lag. Wow. Okay, so Edea is dead. That fairy thing I just used is actually a secret for the game related to the Konami code. If you do up, up, down, down, left, right, you get that little fairy attack. And in that case, it really helped me out. So one of the main mechanics of this game is that if you defeat a boss without taking any damage, you usually get a special item from doing that. In most cases, these are items that are very good for beating the game fast, so I will be attempting to do that for the majority of the major bosses. There's like 1 or 2 that I won't need to go for that with. So this is the second major boss. It is not this this little puny weirdo random thing. Oh my gosh, this RNG is beautiful. Please don't back me into a corner anymore. Okay, we're okay. Now this boss is known for having some certain qualities. Usually they're pretty noticeable. They also have some good physics to them. Ah, dang. So the boss just did what we call a dive. It's just RNG. and that means you just lose an arbitrary amount of time. You can't really do much about it. But that was a pretty good boss. So the first item I got from Idea was called Idea's Pearl, and that gives poison effects to my arrows. So you probably saw some health ticking down, which is really nice. And that item I just got is called the Bachman Patch, and that's a very powerful spell. I'll be using that all the time. Another mechanic that I have not mentioned yet that's very core to the movement is something called a roll jump. I've been using them basically everywhere. It's, I believe this game is 60 FPS if I'm not mistaken, either that or 30. I think it's 60. And you perform it by pressing roll and jump on the same frame. And so that basically allows you to jump at roll speed. And there's a lot of things that can be done out of that. It's just generally very fast to use it, usually. Oops. So now we are in another area of the game. This is called the Subterranean Grave. It's underwater, for the most part. Not always. So now I have to travel to a few places, get a key because this is a Metroidvania and you need to collect random things sometimes. Ah, fuck. That was me fucking up a roll jump. That one actually loses a bunch of time because there was a save just in the next room. So we are gonna traverse this whole thing again. So don't worry, you'll at least you'll know what's going on now. Also, I'll have you all know that when I get cat form, you are all commanded, because it is quite good, to spam the Caho Pounce emote. I added it just for this run. Anyone who's watched Half Coordinate play this game knows that the emote is quite good. And also that the cat is quite cute. And you know that cute is deadly, so. So yeah, the reason why I died there is I failed a roll jump, so I accidentally jumped when I was planning on doing a roll jump and then jumping, and that would have gotten me out of the way of the spikes overhead. But I fucked it up. And that's okay though. We're gonna be extra careful this time. Yeah, there we go. That wasn't too hard, was it? So we are just on our way to Frida, who is the third boss. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I really need to talk about at the moment. Oh, one thing I can mention is I can give a shout outs to the dev. The dev is a guy called Ardean, or at least he's one of the main devs. And the reason why I can give him a shout out is that the devs have been very encouraging in the speedrunning of the game. They have done a number of patches that have that have actually assisted the speedrun, gotten rid of some dumb RNG in a number of occasions. And they've just... So this is Frida. Frida is a ghostly pile of mush. I don't know a good way to describe this. The attacks are almost all easy to deal with. The one attack that you need to worry about is that one. If you do not interrupt it, it will kill you. Pretty badly, actually. Oh, I just accidentally pressed my split button because I'm so used to having to split. Alright, so I should probably mention what that is. For some reason, Metroidvania reasons, you have to get 4 crests to unlock getting to another area. So that is the first crest. However, each of them has a special power-up with them, so that adds an element of actually good, advancement in the game. Now, what that power-up allows me to do is that it charges my arrow charges faster. And if you've seen me, arrow charging is kind of a big deal at times. The first level of charge gets you to just a more powerful shot, still 1 arrow. The next level gives you a cone of 3 arrows, and then a power-up that we'll get later on will give us, I believe it's a volley quick rapid shots of 5 arrows. And so that just allows us to do that faster. Alright. Sadly, this is the last time we see Miss Boob. And the game hates me. So yep, that's another example of a dive. I cannot do anything about that, that's just RNG. Oh, and by the way, if you can't tell, because I am okay with taking damage here... Oh, whoops. That's not good. This is one of the few major bosses where you can take damage. Because the item that you get from defeating her... Oh my word. Is useless to the speedrun, so we do not really care about that. I'm doing stuff. So, dives are annoying, they're slow. That's all we really need to say there. There we are. Alright. Now, for some reason, we die during this boss. I don't know why. And then for some magical reason, now we're a cat. From what I've heard others describe, the game uses kind of a Dark Souls style of trying to tell a story. There's a lot of atmosphere things. So the direct story plot is not exactly very clear on why Kaho turns into a cat. But we accept this, and it's very nice. So, some general things about cat form. Run speed is faster. Blue, that is lewd. And that is not encouraged. Please, someone ban him. He is a troll. Mostly it's the move speed, so for general movement, it is fastest to move around as cat. Thank you for banning Blue. They can unban him because he's actually a wonderful person. So as you notice, the fastest way of movement I was doing with human form was just simply rolling. Now, the cat form, the roll jump is actually very quick, except the end of it has some annoying lag attached to it. So, as it turns out, doing a melee attack at the end of it cancels out that lag. So that is the fastest base movement with the cat. So I'll be doing that when I can. Movement can be kind of annoying sometimes because, as I said before, roll jumping is a frame coincident input, so I will mess that up on occasion. You are wrong on that, Telonis. I have washed. I have showered, so I'm not a dirty weeb. Please get it right. So I am backtracking here because I need to get another piece of the crest. This is simply a place where you need to backtrack because the cat's smaller hitbox can actually fit in these tiny passageways. So, another element of Metroidvania in this, going backwards for reasons. Now, if you notice just there, I was able to warp. That's what the second crest allows me to do. So now I am going to face another boss. This one is probably one of the more difficult ones in the game. It's got a decent amount of RNG to it. Less RNG than before it was patched, but still a good amount of RNG. Yeah. Yep, the amount of okay, I have actually no idea if that actually worked. I might have to restart. I don't think I got it. No, I didn't get it. Wow, that's quite unfortunate, actually. Blowing up did the last damage, but it was like at the same time as the heretical arsonists. last hit points. So I got, oh my word. So I really want this item. Basically, this boss has a bunch of dumb RNG. Hopefully, oh my word. Hopefully we can get some better RNG, so oh my word, that's
Mind if I read a donation?
I don't mind at all.
Cool, because I donated $15 for this Pandora cosplay outfit. This is the Strawberry Banana Surprise. To the end. Shit is sexy, though.
Wow, something much. She's like, out, yeah, can I, yeah.
Okay. Well, okay, let me read out the other options, just to be fair. There's also a Catgirl made outfit, the default outfit, which has $10, the Magical Angel
There we
Girl
go.
outfit, the school uniform, the Strawberry Banana Surprise, which I put $15 towards, and the V Bikini, which also sounds pretty interesting.
Alright, I forgive you now.
Thank you.
Okay,
You're welcome.
so I finally took care of the arsonist. It did not have as much dumb RNG that time. So the item that I got for beating the arsonist is called the Pocket Incensory. It gives all of my attacks, not just my arrows in the case of Adia's Pearl, a flame effect, and that also creates some interrupt. So that is quite a good item. So as you saw, I got another crest for beating the arsonist, and if you can't tell already, I can now warp. Well, dash is the better term for it. And that allows for faster movement in a number of situations. Almost all now. So now the dash is now mixed into all of my movement, as much of it as possible. This is Partner Fennel. This boss is probably the easiest in the speedrun, and probably one of the more annoying ones casually, but it's quite simple to do. Alright, so now we have all 4 pieces of the crest. So now that we have reached that arbitrary mark, I can now pass through this barrier. So this upcoming section, it's got my least favorite boss in the game, but also the movement here is probably the funnest in the game. It's probably the most challenging. So it's in some ways a load of fun, and in some ways I really hope that Lupiar doesn't screw me over. I'm just going to let the gameplay do the talking at the moment. Ah, damn. Oh, that's nice damage taken. Not that it really matters. So that was an arbitrary item I need to get. I need it to unlock the best ending. Yes, there are 2 endings to this game. Alright. We have got Lupiar up here. She is annoying. She is... Oh. We're okay. We're okay. Oh, wow. Okay. That was just incredibly dumb RNG. I don't know if I can really even... Like, I could try and blame myself, but that one was really kind of... Lupiar just decided to give me a bad day. Wow. Alright, that was... Oh my word, I knew that was gonna happen. That's not a big deal. With that save I made there, that's... We're pretty close. The second part of that boss is Magnolia, Lupiar's friend. Alright, there we go, now we're done. And then the item I get here is called Heavy Arrows, and that just simply makes your arrows stronger. So I will use that to replace Adia's Pearl. And Snowfats, I actually don't know. I've never been that curious yet. So I don't know, you're gonna have to do your own research. Alright, more platforming. We are getting into the end game. We only have a few more things to do. Before we get to the end and beat the final boss. So, remember how I've been constantly talking about that Metroidvanias have arbitrary things? Well, this is another fun arbitrary thing. So, getting that one item allows me to access this area, and then I dip the maple leaf in hibiscus tea. That makes my maple leaf weapon stronger, and now I can do the best ending.
Crap, now I just want to... I legit could too. I actually own hibiscus.
I know. Get your own maple leaf, become more Canadian, and become stronger today.
Alright, I'll just go into my backyard and get a maple leaf.
You better. So now it's full force forward. There is nothing else we're waiting for. Now we're just getting to the end of the game. So you might have remembered Kath. She was the one who helped us with the arsonist. She died. It's pretty sad. Alright. That's the last we'll see of her. This is another mini-boss. This mini-boss is easy. Ah, I missed the quick kill. But we recovered fine enough. Yep. Now we are in the last elevator. It's probably supposed to be more dramatic, but you can easily dodge those shots. Alright, and here we are. This is the queen. Ow. So this is a boss where obviously we don't care about taking damage. Obviously you don't want to take too much damage to die. But so those were the first two phases of the queen. Now there's one last phase. Honestly, this fight, there's some faster strats that are harder than what I do, but this fight is actually probably one of the lowest stress fights in the game. And that's time. What was my time?
I've got 32:26.
Yeah. Oh well. I hope you all.
Run. Thank you very much.
I hope you all enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was pretty fun stuff.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool looking game. I'd really suggest people play it. This is one of those games that's just a lot of fun. The mechanics are just a bunch of fun. The speedrun is, as you can see, basically glitchless, but I'd really recommend playing the game, even doing a casual speedrun or two. But yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, anytime.